Hello and welcome to another edition of In the Box Seat. What have we got up today?
We are joined by trainer Toby Edmonds as we talk all things Spicy Martini ahead of the Group 1 Stradbroke
Yes,
this
not
weekend.
the drink, not the drink, the horse.
Even though we do love the drink, the horse this weekend in the Stradbroke.
Plus, we've got a big preview of Ronald McDonald House Charities, South East Queensland Raceday. Looking forward to it, one of the big days here at the Gold Coast Turf Club. Let's get into the show. As we mentioned at the intro of the show, Toby Edmonds is joining us as we head towards Stradbroke Day on Saturday, and you've got Spicy Martini representing the stable. Must be exciting, A, to have a runner in the race, and B, to see this filly progress to this level throughout this preparation.
Yeah, thanks for that, and thanks for having us on. She's been a work in progress, but certainly we've been able to target this race, and fortunate enough to get there, albeit a little bit of a setback in between with that washed out meeting. Just put us back a few days, but lucky enough we've she's all in one piece and she's ready to go. This
isn't an afterthought. We had you on prior to the Gold Coast Guineas at the track work on the Tuesday before, and the whole preparation was set around getting her to the Stradbroke, and she was able to get a ticket through the Fred Best. Been, apart from the Gold Coast Guineas miss where she had excuses on the very heavy track, she's been virtually faultless this preparation when you first up, and then taking the Fred Best last time around.
Yeah, she's unbeaten in Brisbane, to be honest. Yep. She's had 6 starts now, 4 wins all up there. She handles wet ground, and whenever it rains on race day is always a concern and a worry, and I was really happy we didn't run, to be honest, on Fred Best Day.
Yep.
We were in the enclosure, and I was, I could feel it. It was just one of those days where rain on the day, it's never good, and it just becomes really, really heavy.
Shades of what the Guineas was.
Correct,
like.
Well, just before her race, I think we were saddling up. We couldn't even see outside. It was that's how much rain. And I think it was only 5 mil, but it was enough to fill all the holes in, and it was really heavy. So, she had a really good, solid gallop that day. So we haven't had to do much with her.
All the training done.
She sort of showed she's up to good ability in the Sunlight, which has become one of the hottest form races. First year running, and who can believe what the form has turned out to be? What's the temperament been like, bringing her up each preparation?
Okay, so she's not structurally that sound. She does take a lot of managing. We train her from our farm.
Yep.
Holly manages her day in, day out, does a great job with her. So that way we've got a handle on all that side if she comes in here to do a bit of work when she needs to. So she's a work in progress, but certainly we've been lucky this time through that we haven't had a setback with her. We did have issue with her before the Sunlight. She was 5 weeks between runs. She had a foot abscess, and that took forever to shift. So she didn't go into that particular race 100%, but certainly good enough to run, and she ran well. And as you say, that form line through Private Harry and Gay's filly and.
Lady of Camelot, Arabian
Summer. It's a really hot form race. So, and she comes out of that particular race and has showed those form lines.
One piece of the puzzle last night for a Stradbroke is a good draw, and you were able to get barrier 4 in the draw last night. Must have been pretty tickled pink with that. Number.
So over a long period of time, we haven't had much luck in draws in big races. Yep. So Tyson won the Stradbroke from barrier 21. He ran second the year before from a poor draw. Obviously, Hootson in the Magic Man drew 21.
Yep.
So we haven't been fortunate enough, and I think she drew 15 in the slipper on a really bog track too. So we haven't been blessed by good barriers at all. When 4 come out, Holly drew it and drew 4, so she can do the rest of them.
From now on,
she's got a good record
good luck,
so far. When 4 come out, I thought. I wasn't so sure, but she gets there with having to do no work.
Yep.
A 3-year-old filly, amongst those older horse, whether she gets buffeted around, that's the only concern I really have.
Yep.
But I think with the good riders there, they're all riding in these type of races. Most carnivals, so I don't think it's going to be rough and tough. I think it'll be a fair race, and she'll get a chance.
Angela almost pulled off the Group 1 on Saturday on Zarastro in the Kingsford Smith Cup as well.
She's an impressive young rider. You know, obviously with Tony Gollan behind her helps immensely. We had 3 options with riders. Well, we were down to 3 options. You know, obviously Alicia Collett, Ange, if Tony's horse didn't get a run, which it's second emergency, she still might not be able to ride it yet either, by the way. So if Tony's horse happens to get a start, she has to ride Tony's horse, which we would then switch to probably Alicia Collett.
Yep. It has been a jigsaw, this jockey situation, because everyone was waiting for the weights. Mm-hmm. I think James McDonald, at some stage, he was booked for War Machine. If the weights went up 1.5 kilos, they didn't. Mm. So he's now jumped on Rothfire. Tim Clark's picked up there was a fair bit of movement with the jockeys all this week. I think even Rise at Dawn was only booked on Tuesday for Tuesday morning with Declan Bates to ride 52.5.
Yeah. So we drove home on Wednesday night after the races, or Wednesday afternoon, whatever it was, and I spent hours on the phone trying to source a rider to ride the weight 49.5. We went to Hong Kong, obviously. Karis Teetum was sort of touted. Yep. I got Jeff Lloyd to phone him up, but they actually race on Saturday, so they can't come. So that was out the door. We went around most of the jockeys in Melbourne. Michael D, who's currently doing 6 weeks in Japan. Jamie Carr's away on holidays for a couple of weeks, so most of the riders that would ride that way at carnival level aren't here. Yeah, which is fine. Yep. And the girl, those girls ride terrifically well, and I'm confident, we'll get every chance.
Stradbroke has been a good race, a near miss with Tyzone in 2019, but you're able to win it in 2020, teaming up with Trent that year. Yep. Unfortunately, the prize money was significantly different when you did win it because of the COVID. Was it 350,000 or something like that?
So he ran second the year before, and he nearly earned more money the year before running second.
I was going through his...
So we call it the Claytons, Stradbroke, because of the... it's unfortunate they did that, they just panicked and squashed the prize money down. It was still a pretty good field. I wouldn't say it was cavalier, but it was certainly...
I was looking at that, Toby. You raised a good point. The BRC Sprint, which he ran in as his lead-up run, was worth 175,000, and the Stradbroke itself was 350.
350 down from 3 million, so that's my
You're due for the 3 million this year.
I think it's about time.
Actually, our horses we had the Virginian ran third. Yep. He was a Class 1 horse, I think he was at the time. He come through the Gold Coast Guineas and was fortunate to get a run with a lightweight. He ran well. Tyzone twice in it, performed terrifically well. The Harrovian was a bit unlucky in his year, and here we are this year. Yeah. So it's a good race, great track, love it.
And you'd be more keener to win it this year when it's worth 3 million. 1.8 million.
It doesn't matter. Any race, the colour of money is the same. It's just a little bit more, hopefully.
Any sort of younger horses coming through the ranks worth looking out for over the next 6 months or so?
We've got a bunch of 2-year-olds sort of just kicked off. There's some nice 2-year-olds in amongst those. They've nearly all run now. We've got a bunch of yearlings come through. They're on their second run through. So sort of looking towards the spring. Yep. We could probably feature in some of the early 2-year-old races if we're lucky. Yep. There's some a couple of good pedigrees there. Some written by Pirata, a nice Castle Vecchia, a really nice colt, and a couple of Spirited Booms. So the boys have bought quite well this year, and I think we'll have a pretty good 2-year-old season.
Thanks for your time, Toby. Best of luck on Saturday,
Thanks,
you and
Mitch.
Stephen.
Thank you.
And go well and
bring it home for the Gold Coast.
Yeah, absolutely. The Gold Coast trainers have done well during the carnival.
The whole of the Southeast Queensland is represented quite well. Yeah. They mentioned them all last night. I think there's 5 or 6 maybe. Yeah. So good luck to everyone. Hope you're on second.
Thanks, Toby. Good to catch up with Toby. Best of luck to the connections there. She's going to run a big race, I think, after drawing that perfect barrier draw. Spicy Martini. Racing news, Kobe Vittler was the star of the show here last Saturday, taking 4 winners on the card. He was in dashing form. He's come up here with Brett Kavanagh, who's got that satellite stable operating here at the Gold Coast. That stable's ticking over well. Another winner to them on the weekend. Kobe's claim is very valuable at the moment, so he took home 4 on Saturday.
And speaking of last Saturday, obviously we had the pony races here as well. Yep. The finals were here, the large and small pony races, so always a great one to have here at the track. Yeah, it was terrific to see all the kids out and about. 2 dominant winners. Yep. The large pony race was a bit more of a closer contest. The small ponies was absolutely dominated by the same pony that won in Sydney. There you go.
The year before.
Oh, beautiful.
He's actually 24 years of age. That
the pony?
Yeah.
Oh, God, still in his prime.
Yeah, I think he might be headed towards retirement.
Yes, I think maybe. We might not see him for a third year.
I think he's won it too many times. But it was a great concept, and the Gold Coast Turf Club was very proud to be involved in the National Pony Series race, which we will be again next year.
Absolutely.
Horse of the Month.
Yes, Beau Rumble.
Yep. Winner here on Hollandale Day for Gillian Heinrich. Was heavily backed, ploughed through the mud, so he was May Horse of the Month.
Yes, congratulations.
This Saturday, Ronald McDonald House Charities, one of the big days here at the Gold Coast Turf Club.
It absolutely is. Obviously a very important charity race day that's very close to us here, that have a massive event down in the event centre, fundraising obviously for the charity. Yep. Tickets are still available and they are on our website, so if you do want to get tickets into that, it's your last chance to do so. And also, obviously, the silks will be worn.
First, second and third, they cross the line. There'll be money getting donated back to Ronald McDonald House Charity South East Queensland through Racing Queensland and the Gold Coast Turf Club. So we'll cheer them home.
Absolutely.
Hopefully they run first, second and third. I think it's 1,500 for first, 1,000 for second and 500 for third. So let's raise as much money as what we can for a great cause.
Absolutely.
Let's find a winner. Stradbroke tip.
I think in keeping with the theme of the show, I'm going to back Spicy Martini for the Edmonds stable. That was one of my favourite runners during the summer carnival, so I am sticking with them.
Yep. War Machine for me, the favourite, but I do think Golden Mile will run well at a price, so I do like War Machine, but Golden Mile each way. Tip for the Gold Coast.
Tip for the Gold Coast. I am going, and you can guess why I'm going this one, Socially Red in the maiden.
Oh, no, I don't know why.
Maiden handicap. I think some okay recent form, but I am sticking with my names here. I've had some good luck on the red names of late, so I'm sticking with it.
John Wallace. Zutha won last week for the stable, one of Kobe Vittler's 4 winners.
There you go.
For me, proven record in the 1,800 metre maiden, was good on debut at Bow Desert over 1,400. She's a filly that wants ground, and she gets it at start number 2. The Lemming stable very good at putting their horses through the grades and through the distances quite quickly. So she'll be fit enough to win that race. Proven record in the 1,800. Been a big show.
Big show. Oh, lots of Stradbroke action this weekend. Obviously, the Ronald McDonald House Charities, South East Queensland. That is a tongue twister. I can't believe you got it right for the rest of the show.
And everyone will be rugged up here on Saturday. I think it's tops of about 20 degrees at the races here for Stradbroke Day. Always a big day here at the Gold Coast Turf Club. Watch all the action trackside as well as up the road.
Definitely, yep. Bring your rug, bring your scarves, once it gets below 30 degrees here in Queensland, we all seem to not be able to handle it.
That is what I sort of gathered this week. That, everyone's all rugged up after it got below 20.
Yes.
We've got a couple of big race meetings coming up as well, members and mates.
Absolutely.
We'll touch upon that in next week's show as well. That takes us away from In the Box Seat. Catch you next week.